So this is from Pro Football Focus, and it kind of goes along with what you say. State of all 32 franchises ahead of the draft. Browns, remaining starter needs, none. Remaining depth needs, defensive tackle, linebacker, interior offensive line. They say you can make a case the Browns have the best, and they say the best roster in the NFL, with the obvious exception of the quarterback position, where Deshaun Watson has not played consistently good football since 2020. If Cleveland can get good play from the quarterback position for a full season, this is a championship caliber roster. Well, he hasn't. The thing I would say about Watson, he hasn't been able to play consistently since the 2020 season. It's not consistently good. He just hasn't been on the field enough.
Yeah, that's the case I've been stating, is that, he'd get started and then have to start over, especially last year. I mean, he was just had his best game against the Titans, then find out the shoulder injury, tried to play through it, couldn't, ended up the next month basically would he, won't he. When he came back, he started to get going and played his best game against the Ravens in that come from behind win. I think it was 14 for 14 the second half, rallying the Browns to the win. And we find out later he has a broken bone in his shoulder as well as a high ankle sprain, and that was his season. So I think the case for him is just staying on the field. I think that if he plays 16, 17 games, he'll put up numbers that equal what Baker Mayfield did in the 2020 season when he threw 30 touchdowns. He just has to stay on the field. And I think the Browns can make the playoffs. They showed last year with just average to above average play from the quarterback. But if they want to go deep into the playoffs, Watson's going to have to get to close to that elite level. He might not be the best quarterback or even the top 5, but if he plays among the top 10, I think they have a chance to go pretty much anywhere, because this roster is strong. And that's what I said. This offseason has not been flashy. You look at offense, I mean, the biggest move on the whole free agency was the trade for Jerry Jeudy. And that was before free agency really started. And everybody says, okay, now what? And that was pretty much it. So there could be things happening. But for the most part, I will continue to say it till I'm proven wrong, that number 4 has to play 16, 17 games, and then they have a chance to really play well. And you can point to the Bengals when Burrow went down. Everybody knew their season was pretty much over. And you can, Aaron Rodgers, you can state around the league, that when the franchise quarterback goes down, there's a reason they pay him so much money. So, yeah, no question Watson has to step it up. But I think if he stays on the field, I think if he had stayed on the field last year, he might not have had exemplary numbers. But I bet you people would be surprised with the number of touchdowns to interceptions he would have had when it was all said and done.